Hello everyone, VJ's832 back here for another edition of What's on Deck, What's on Kickstarter, your weekly look at what is new and upcoming in the world of cards. Doing this a couple of days early because probably won't be home on Sunday like usual when I record it. But if I am and there's any updates, I'll probably just add into this video. We'll see what happens. And I'm a little bit tired because I just did some new inductions in the Kickstarter Hall of Fame. Yeah, that's still a thing for some reason in 2018. So not be happening, but it still is apparently. Um, and incidentally, look what I see when I go to Kickstarter. It's one of those people on the list. Anyways, let's get into it. There's some new stuff to talk about. First, let's go over the projects that we've looked at before. The Vitruvian Classic deck, inspired by the Vitruvian Man, by Brody Stotts, is 28% funded, 16 days to go. Not looking too good at this rate. The Izzo playing cards by Felix Ha is funded, 6 days to go. Moving on, Cubic playing cards by Suffeld, or Suffeld. I'm terrible with pronouncing that name. It's funded with 54 hours still. It's kind of an interesting deck. Yeah, it's fairly standard faces. They did customize the pips. And each back design is unique, so kind of a marked deck, if you will. Although how you would determine the suit, I'm not sure. You just have to memorize everything, basically. Pizza playing cards by Passion playing cards is funded, 18 days to go. Good for them. Happy for it. 30 cartoon playing cards. There's also a game by Glitz Card is 49% funded, 19 days to go. Still a chance that they fund. Project Shuttle playing cards by Project Shuffle is funded, 66 hours to go. Flamingo playing cards by Omar Renfro, 30% funded, 19 days to go. I really don't see it happening because his shipping costs are going to turn off international backers, and it's hurt him before, it's hurting him again. The Lunar and Zodiac bicycle decks from Nomads playing cards is 53% funded, 22 days to go. It may or may not make it, we'll see. Kingdom playing cards, inspired by Lego, which is by NC playing cards, is 16% funded, 14 days to go. Don't see it happening, and I'd be surprised if it wasn't a copyright issue anyway. Tally Ho number 9, Horseback playing cards, restoration by Michael Scott. It's 52% funded, 7 days to go. I don't think it's going to happen at this rate with that time period. They've only gotten halfway funded thus far. It's unfortunate. It's a nice deck. I like restoration decks like that. I'd like to see it. I don't know if only having just the one standard deck is hurting them or not. Maybe they said add-on and limited edition, even though I kind of dislike that idea. But if it helps them fund, I'm fine with it, I guess. But at this rate, it's not looking too good. They have difficulty sometimes funding their decks. We got a couple of new ones. Lodge Traveling Carnival cards. I can't even speak anymore. Lodge Traveling Carnival cards by Terry Dahl is 51% funded. 11 days to go. Not looking too good at this rate. And King's Wild Tigers by Jackson Robinson. King's Wild, who thinks he's a king of playing cards, is well funded, 3 days to go. It's an okay deck, not really my cup of tea, and I'm not pledging for him anymore. Anyway, Angels of Burden, playing cards by Galoo Design, is 9% funded, 8 days to go. It's not going to happen. Pride of Peacocks by Arcadia playing cards is 51% funded, 5 days to go. And that is it for decks we've looked at before. Let's go back in time, back to the start. And let's look at new stuff that we haven't looked at yet, including this one, Furious playing cards by Bokobo Playing Card Company. 90% funded, 17 days to go. Not overly shocking. It's an interesting deck. I wouldn't mind that. I don't mind picking up later on. It says it's a unique cigar opening handcrafted box. Not really unique. No, other people have done it, like, I don't know, the Buck Twins. A few other people, perhaps. It's not that unique, but it's still pretty unique. It's handcrafted with 3D polygon corner and carbon fibers. That's pretty interesting. 2500 limited edition printed by USB-C, not the tuck case, obviously. It's all about speed, apparently, not the drug, the playing cards. It's all about racing. It's an interesting tuck case. Looks pretty cool. When one loves one's art, no service seems too hard. That makes absolutely no sense. To me, anyways. Does it make sense to you? It makes no sense to me. I don't know what the hell they mean. They're supposed to be saying. It's just kind of weird. Pretty interesting tuck case from them, as usual, as you can see. That's what it's going to look like. It's not going to fit very nice with other tuck cases and decks if you stack them up. It's unfortunate. The back design is simple. It's not half bad. I've seen other, lightning backs that were worse. This one adds a little detail in the borders for fanning and flourishing. And it's got a nice color scheme to it. It's a lightning bolt. Like I said, I've seen other decks similar, back design. But this one adds a little extra detail, a little extra color, a little extra pizzazz. I kind of like it. The faces are basically standard with little stripes along the edges, as you can see, for fanning and flourishing. And the chord cards are completely standard. Some other recoloring, perhaps. And I'm getting distracted. Yeah, there's some recoloring, as you can see, apparently. Although the color looks a little bit different in those blurry images than here, but I do like the color. And I do like that the different suit colors have different colors. Ace of Spades, simple as you would expect. And the Jokers, more lightning bolts. I mean, it's not bad. It's kind of interesting. Three-dimensional card box with polygon corners. That's pretty unique and might be worth going after. Might actually back this one. But that is that for that one. Moving on. Oh, God. A card game on the Tour de France. Is it going to take you 3 weeks to actually play the game too? Or however long it takes for the Tour de France? Next, we got Odyssey Aether Edition by Sergio Rocca. It is funded 17 days to go. Big shock. I knew I was going to fund as soon as I saw it. Because cardists are all over it. It's a nice, interesting tuck case. Well, interesting, sort of. It's the only thing nice about the tuck case is the copper foil embossed details. It's actually increasing in funding as we speak. It's the third edition of the Odyssey playing cards. I dislike that Ace of Spades and the Pip because it's a triangle. Just saying. Produced by Hansen Chen. Oh, good. And in the back design is basically the same as the previous version. It's just a different color scheme. It's got kind of a lava type look to it with this diagonal stripe with a little extra detail in the diagonal stripe, which is okay. The Ace of Spades. The Jokers, they got nothing going on. You get to the Aces, they're okay. Again, not a huge fan of the triangle for the clubs, for the spades, sorry, can't speak. And the court cards, they're very minimalist. And like I said, I don't mind the other pips, but the spades as triangles, why? It's just horrible in my opinion. And yeah, apparently you can get all three of them. The Boyle Edition, the original limited edition, and this new Aether Edition for €60. Are you mad? It's a $10 deck, in my opinion. Moving on to the one that's kind of interesting. It's the Sensu Hanafuda and poker playing cards with a Hanafuda rulebook by Indian Wolf Studios. It's 25% funded, 27 days to go. Looking a little bit iffy at this rate. They previously did another Hanafuda deck, which I did get in review and actually commented on recently. So I thank them for checking it out. Let's have a look at this one. Solely funded. It seems like a really high goal, $15,000 US. Don't remember what the last one was. I will say this. The previous one, they produced for Legends. They printed in China, and they had, I forget what finish. This time, they're producing it in Taiwan with a classic finish, so it should handle better than previously, which is something I commented on. And it's nice to see a creator actually taking feedback and applying it to their project. Casino quality, classic finish in Taiwan, which is great. As top is, there's the Hanafuda version and the Fusion, which is a combination of Hanafuda and Poker, which is the one I would get, obviously. And there you see the faces on both decks. It's interesting, it's got a bit of a weathered, dirty look. And I kind of like that back design. I will say that much. I wish we could see more of the back design, perhaps. Maybe we will. There you see the cards on the Hanafuda deck, which I don't understand, and I don't know if I really want to understand. It's certainly not enough to pay the money for that book to get the rules, because I'm never going to play the games anyway. But it's there if anyone likes it. I think it's a good idea, nonetheless. And if you're interested, definitely worth checking out the book. And this is the Fusion deck, giving you all the flowers, types, suits, etc., etc. I've gone over what that all means in the review of the deck, so go check it out. Basically the same faces. And the back design, like I said, I do kind of like. It's pretty nice, colorful, simple, mirror image, even though the faces aren't. Nice books. And I didn't get the book last time. Maybe I should get it. I don't know. Like I said, I don't really have much use for it. I'm never going to play it. It's just going to sit in my bookshelf. But hey, it'll look nice on the bookshelf. I guess it would probably depend on the price. $35 for the book. No thank you. Plus shipping as well, I think. Obviously. Yeah, that's a bit pricey. How much do they want this for a deck? I'm curious. $13. One deck. That's reasonable. $48 for the deck and the book. But anyways, it's an interesting project. If you like it, go check it out. Let's move on. And actually, I missed this one. The official Attilio Gambadotti. Excuse me. Hiccup, burp, whatever. At the same time I'm trying to speak, I apologize. The official Attilio Gambadotti playing cards by Top Secret Press. Don't tell anyone. It is 70% fun, 23 days to go. It's a pretty low goal, it's just a matter of time. It's kind of fun, because apparently half-naked women on playing cards sells to probably a bunch of horny guys. I don't know. It's a limited fan base. Next up, we got another project. It's the Bicycle Blue Gaff Rider Back deck. Bicycle Blue Gaff Rider Back Playing Cards Magic by Alex. It is funded, well funded already, by 10 days to go. Why is it so well funded? Because it's actually from Bookable. Why they are resorting to use a different account, I don't know. I'm not a fan of that. Is it because Kickstarter is cracking down on people launching more than one project at the same time? I don't know. But it's a gaff deck. I did pledge for it, apparently. Whether there's going to be a red one as well, I don't know. It's an interesting looking set of gaff stores, you can see. A lot of the same molds, some different, perhaps. But it's always nice. And they've got information on each one. I know people like watching my gaff deck reviews, and they're often looking for gaff decks. So here we are. There's one available right now on Kickstarter. If you pledge right now, of course, it's going to be a couple months before you get it. But yeah. Love. You see all the gaffs. $52 on one. Question mark, etc., etc. All the usual suspects. And that's kind of unique. I've not seen that before. Arrows, because why not? And a 99 of hearts. That's pretty original, pretty unique. And what is this? It says green, but it's actually blue. I get it. It's a mentalism thing. Is this the card you chose? Question mark. No, it's not the card I chose, because it has nothing on it. Just trying to be funny. Early bird was $8 US, which isn't bad. $10 the regular price. I mean, considering most gaff decks are a lot more money than that, it's not a bad price. There's also a mark deck you can add on, which I might actually add on. I didn't think about that. I didn't really notice. I do have some other mark decks. This one is different, I believe, than what I have. I think. So there's that. It's there if you like it. It is what it is. And next we got the Symphony of Life. Sun and Moon deck. Sun and Moon editions by Christopher. It is 75% funded, 28 days to go. I made a comment on a previous project of his that I backed, and apparently he took exception to it. Basically, my comment was, why are you launching another project when you haven't fulfilled the previous one? I get annoyed when creators do that. There are some creators, obviously, I trust. This one, it's the first project I backed, so I don't trust yet, and I'm a little bit, nervous about it. But it is what it is. It's pretty interesting looking decks to be produced by Noir Arts. I also am a little bit, I find it a little bit unethical for the owner of the company to be backing the projects he's producing. To be backing the projects that his company is producing. It just seems a little bit unethical, a little bit sketchy. But he does it for every project. And I mean, it doesn't even make sense because he's producing them. He could just get a deck himself without paying anything for it. And he probably does get some extra decks. It's all about the Symphony of Life to the orchestra music. Damn, I don't have any orchestra music. I couldn't afford it. I would have had an orchestra for this, but I don't have the money. Don't have the resources. Anyway, they're very glamorous looking tuck cases printed by Noir Arts, which is a little bit of a turnoff for me because the quality is usually However, I do like the back designs, the colors used. Tuck cases, of course, are very nice as usual. Very interesting, high detail. I cannot speak, I apologize. Maybe I need to go eat something. Very nice, highly detailed faces. Perhaps if I wasn't speaking a mile a minute, I'd be able to speak actual words. I do apologize. Very beautiful, highly detailed faces. Those indexes are not very good, not very playable. The aces don't even have a proper index. I'm going to have a word with the creator again, I think. That's kind of a turnoff right there. The indexes, they're upside down. They make it harder to use. The aces have no index. I don't know how many times I have to mention this to the creator, because I'm pretty sure I mentioned it in the last project. But beautiful artwork nonetheless. Curious to see if anyone's actually mentioned anything. Yeah, nothing really. Let's see if there's anything else. I don't think there was. Goody gumdrops. Let's just quickly go elsewhere, have a look at other things. There's one thing I want to mention for Sarah Murphy's Magic. Ta-da. Oh, goody. Goody gumdrops. Let's see. I apologize. Just bear with me. 1 second. I probably mentioned that one already. The new Fast Index and the Party Cup, etc. At Kickstarter, at Walmart in the US, I already mentioned those ones. This is, I want to mention, the Planet's Uranus deck is launching August 5th. That's Sunday at 3 p.m. Pacific time on Kickstarter. I'll be sure to back it. Pretty cool looking court cards. I like how he's made each one, a different species representing that planet. I think it's pretty cool. It's definitely worth checking out. The nice decks. I want to see what's up with this one. Apparently, the bicycle Fucky brand, which is censored because you can't say that name, is out in the wild. It's out there. It's kind of interesting, of course. Oh, goody. The creator is now selling these for $10 on his website after charging $12 to backers on Kickstarter. Of course, backers on Kickstarter probably paid less shipping, so it probably evens out in the end, unless you're in America and you pay no shipping. Apparently, he also has not communicated with backers, etc., etc. I do dislike that when creators, sell something on Kickstarter and then for selling them on their website for less money. And I often notice from a lot of the creators, oh, we're having a big sale, come save some money. I bought that stuff on your project some time ago and paid quite a bit for it already. And now you're selling it for less. It's annoying. But anyways, the Medieval Color Edition and Royal Edition coming to Kickstarter soon from Elephant Playing Cards. They've previously done one of these in a different color scheme, and I actually reviewed one. The Royal Edition, I guess, is a Gilded Edition. It's not bad interior printing. Like I said, it's just a new coloration, a new print of a deck they've already done before, which it's not very creative or original, in my opinion. But it is what it is. It's not bad. Bicycle Gorilla Silverback Edition. I believe it's from Albino Dragon. It is from Albino Dragon. Launching next week on Kickstarter. It's basically the same deck. Again, it's the same thing they've done before, except that it's black faces with silver and black backs, which, I understand it's silverback. But again, it's just a recolor. I'll probably get it for the hell of it, because I don't mind it. It's actually a pretty nice deck. But if that is correct, $20 for one deck, are you out of your flipping mind? That's just a ridiculous price. This is not going to fund with those prices, I don't think. That's just ridiculous. It's actually already live, apparently. No, it hasn't even... Why is it taking you to the page? It's not even a... It's a preview. Oh, never mind. Some guy actually commented it's worth the price. I really don't think so. What happened? Why does it not allow me to post a comment? Freaking piece of crap. Anyways, I don't care. um, if it's going to cost that much, it's not worth it, probably. Alright, moving on. What's up with this one? Okay. Good creator, delivering project. I mentioned these ones before. Pink Unicorns, Party Cup, Fasten Decks, and I do have some on the way thanks to a nice person on Facebook, which I do appreciate. Oh God, Cat Stack on Etsy. All right, let's just move on here. Murphy's Magic. Apologize, we'll get through this video ASAP if this would load up today, please. Oh, please. They have the new Hanami deck, which I got previously and have a review forthcoming at some point in the next month. And sir, Off the Wall, which is smarter play what I ordered because it's cheaper here for me. The Luna Moon and Helios, which I'm still waiting on. They have a few others here to mention. They got a Gaff deck set for the Brooklyn playing cards, although, and they tell you what they are, but it's not, really, I guess, something that's going to appeal to me too much. Oh, excuse me. Then there's this, which I have, gotten. It is the False Anchors deck. Excuse me, man, I'm just not having a good day here. It's printed by USB-C. It's by Ryan Schultz, who I'm not familiar with off the top of my head. Kind of standard bicycle finishes. It's an interesting, simple back design. I do like it. That's the Joker, that's the Ace of Spades, and I'm assuming it's traditional standard faces. But for what it is, and it's $10 retail, basically, it's not, a bad deck, bad price. And of course, I'm paying less because I pay wholesale rates, so that's always good. And then there's this one, the Classic Origin, which is kind of expensive in my opinion, at least at the regular price. It's a limited edition of 3,000 decks. Why is it so much money? Printed by Hansen Chan and designed by Aster X C Lab, whoever that is. There it is. That's the tuck case. There's your back design. It's a musical note. It reminds you very much of the Treble Clef deck, which is much more reasonable price, I think. The Jokers, the Ace of Spades is nice. And the faces are completely standard. $18 on the retail price. Are you mad? It's a $10 deck, which is what the wholesale price is. I don't know why it's so expensive. Why the wholesale price is so expensive, but it is what it is, I guess. And then there is the World Tour playing cards, which I've actually reviewed on my channel, except for one. I think that I've reviewed all of them. And you can buy the whole set, and you can get just the cards. This is the one I haven't gotten yet, these Switzerland playing cards. Printed by Legends, it's produced by Vanishing Ink. It's a colorful back design, one way. I don't know what the faces are going to look like. The other ones have been, pretty much custom. And now there's a train rolling by. Everything in this video, apparently. So yeah, it looks pretty interesting. And let's show you the actual set. There's 5 different decks, I believe. Okay, that's not working. Moving on. Now you won't find it here. This Hocus Pocus is selling them if you're looking for them. There's all the decks. Mongolian, France, Switzerland, China, Egypt. 5 decks. And here's the set. Let's look at that, I hope. There it is. It's a nice case, a box full of decks. There's actually a compass in there and something else. Trunk of playing cards. It's a nice story about the great Ezra, return of the century magician, who traveled the globe and sent these decks back to you. With a note. That's pretty cool. There's also a stationery note on handwritten notes on stationery, coasters, tickets, hotel paper. That's a pretty cool idea. And I kind of wish I gotten the whole set in the case. Now it's a little bit Too little, too late, perhaps. Then again, maybe not. But $100, yeah, hard pass, unfortunately. And everything else is basically the same old, same old. We've seen elsewhere. Just very quickly check out playingcarddecks.com, by the way. There's a link in the description to playingcarddecks.com. I apologize, I keep looking back for some reason. Which is for playing card decks where you can save 5% off. And it helps out this channel. So they got a lot of the decks that I've seen elsewhere. Nothing too exciting. They got the Grid Typographic 2nd edition. These decks, which are from Riffle Shuffle, not that exciting in my opinion. For this one, and I don't really feel ya here. It's not doing it for me. And then there's the Sakura, which is an interesting deck, except for the faces basically all being the same color, which is a bit of a turnoff. Yeah, there's a slight distinction between the black suits and the red suits, but not that much. I don't think I'll get it. Especially at $18 each, I don't think so. Why are they? Oh no, it's printed by USBC. I don't know why it's so expensive. Some of these decks are just getting ridiculously overpriced. It's interesting to note that Dan and Dave have finally started putting out the Sons of Liberty deck. $18? I don't think so. But that's the same one, of course, they sold on this site months ago. They're just making it available to wholesalers now. But anyways, that is that, I believe. Comment, rate, subscribe, let me know what you think. I apologize, the video's a bit long. It's a decent time. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.